Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and today we are here to do our April TBR. I've been doing it a little bit differently over the past 2 months. I've been blindly choosing it, but today we're moving on to something really exciting because I received these little TBR cards. It's Blind Date with Natalie's TBR. My best friend actually made these for me during Christmas time and I haven't used them yet because I wanted to use them for a TBR video. So I thought, what perfect way to use it than for my birthday month, which is April. So we're gonna pull these out today. They're so cute. Look how cute these are. She basically made me a whole bunch of little scratch off blind dates with my TBR cards, and I have my coin here, and so we're just gonna randomly pull one and scratch it off and see what we get and then choose for my April TBR. I'm so excited to finally use these. I've been holding on to them for a special occasion, and I thought what better way to use these than for an actual TBR video. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and this is what we're using for our TBR cards today. I'm so excited. As far as this month's TBR, I honestly have a lot more time to read, which I'm so excited about. There are a few new releases that are coming out in April that I will 1000% be reading, like Abby Jimenez's Say You'll Remember Me. That's for sure going to be on my April TBR, so I need to keep that in mind. But I recently did a book shopping video. If you guys haven't watched that yet, you can check it out because it's up now. But I picked out a lot of new books, and so a lot of them are on this TBR. Well, actually all of them that I put in the video are on this TBR. So we have a lot of new books to choose from. I read 7 out of the 9 books on my last TBR, which I'm pretty happy about. I wish I could have got through all of them, but I did end up reading 7 out of the 9, which I was very happy about, and we had some really good reads last month. Hopefully this month is good as well and can maybe even top it. But let's just get into my TBR for April. I'm just going to randomly draw from this envelope and then we'll scratch off whichever one we get. I honestly have no idea what's on here. So let's scratch off our first read of April. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. I can already see the first scratch off I got for my April TBR is pick a sports romance. You guys know how much I love a sports romance. It's probably one of my top favorite things to read. So let's see what sports romances we have. I believe the favorites isn't like technically a romance, but it has romance in it, I'm pretty sure, and it's based on ice skating. So that could be one. I've really been wanting to read that. Viral is based on a hockey player and a ballerina, so that's for sure a sports romance. Let's see what else do we have. I know this one's a queer book and it involves a basketball coach, but that's not really like a sports romance. I think this is what, hockey romance, right? Yes, it's a hockey romance. We have a few books to pick from. Honestly, I know which one I'm gonna pick. For this card, I'm definitely gonna pull The Favorites by Lane Fargo. This I picked up in my recent book shopping vlog, and I've heard literally nothing but incredible things about this book. I've really been anticipating this read. This book is about Katarina. She is like an Olympic level ice skater, but when she was younger, she actually met this boy in the foster system and they actually became ice skating partners. So they've had a partnership ever since they were young until this incident happens at the Olympic Games that kind of ends their partnership. About 10 years later, after their partnership ends, this documentary is kind of in the works of telling their story, but it's an unauthorized documentary, so they are not involved in it. Katarina kind of decides that she doesn't want this story being told without her, so she kind of takes the reins and ends up kind of doing a tell-all of what happened, and there's a lot deeper things that happen that no one knows about. Heard so many great things about this, and it's based around ice skating, and I think it'll be really fun. I've been obsessed with ice skating lately. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's this kid and he's called the Quad God. They just had this national championship ice skating event in Boston, I'm pretty sure, and I watched every single one of his routines. He's incredible and so mesmerizing to watch. But anyway, that's why I'm very intrigued with ice skating right now, so I feel like this will be the perfect read. I think it could possibly be a 5-star read for me, so I'm very excited to add this as our first book to the April TBR. Book number 2 of April. Let's see what this card says. These are so much fun to do. So happy she took the time to make these, so thank you, Lucy. Ooh, this one has a long prompt on it. I should have got like a bigger coin, but that's my fault. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to vacuum. This one says, a book that was recommended to you from a friend. I'm honestly very excited about this. So I have a few options for this one. Alexa Ray, she's one of my friends and she has talked nonstop about The Rose Bargain. So I got this rec from her. That's definitely an option. Recursion is a rec that I got from Ashlyn. So that's for sure an option. Only for the Week was a rec I got from Shaughnessy. So I've really been wanting to read that as well. And then A Dawn of Onyx is also one that I was recommended recommended from Ashlyn. So I feel like because 2 of these were recommended to me from Ashlyn and I already kind of planned on reading them, I'm going to pick one of those. And I think I'm going to choose A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This is the Sacred Stone series. I have honestly not heard anything about it except from Ashlyn. You guys know romance is like my top genre, but I have really actually been getting into romantasy. I just finished the 3rd book in Once Upon a Broken Heart, so I've really been loving romantasy lately. This book is about Arwen Valendale. She basically gave her life up to save her brother, and now she's been taken prisoner by the most dangerous king on the continent. She's being used for her rare magical abilities to heal the soldiers of the Onyx King, but her goal is to escape these woods and obviously be free. She can't do that alone, and so she starts working with a prisoner to be able to escape, but there's obviously a lot of obstacles that come within that. We'll see if she can do it. I'm very excited because I really don't know much about this series except from Ashlyn, so I'm very excited to read it and add a romantasy to the TBR because I have been loving romantasy lately, so I'm very excited about this one. Book number 3 for our April TBR. Let's see what we get. Our next scratch off says a book that is from a genre you rarely read. Let's see what we have. The one book that is unlike any other I read on here is definitely Recursion by Blake Crouch. Again, this is one that Ashlyn recommended to me. I bought it in my last book shopping vlog. This is like a sci-fi thriller, so definitely don't ever read sci-fi, like never really. So sci-fi is definitely out of my comfort zone and a genre I never pick up. I of course read thrillers, so I feel like this will be a good one for me because it's kind of a mix between both of them, and Ashlyn thought that I would really like this one, so I'm very excited to read this. This book is about an epidemic that kind of spreads through this community, and it drives its victims mad with memories of a life that they've never lived, which obviously would make you go crazy. So Detective Barry Sutton and neuroscientist Helena Smith work together to kind of stop this from taking over the world or community before it destroys everything. I'm excited to read something definitely out of my comfort zone. This will be interesting how I feel about it. I'm excited to jump into it and see what my thoughts are. So this is going to be our 3rd book for April. Book number 4 for our April TBR. This scratch off says a book that ends in an even number of pages. I kind of like these prompts because you can kind of choose what you want as long as it obviously ends in the number of pages. Automatically, there's honestly a lot of books on here I want to read. We honestly have a very big variety right now and I'm excited about that, but I would love to throw a romance on here. I'm actually gonna grab for the Strawberry Patch Pancake House just because it's such a light little read and see how many pages this has. This ends in 361, so doesn't count, unfortunately. Next, I'm gonna grab for Only for the Week and we'll see what this has. I'm not counting the epilogue. This does have 210 pages. I'm gonna check one more book with the epilogue on this. It is 247 pages, so I don't want to feel like I'm cheating. I'm also going to grab for Wild Side and see what this one is. Both of these with the epilogue are an odd number. Am I choosing odd or even? Yeah, even. Okay. I got lost there. Both of these with the epilogue are an odd number and without it are even. So I kind of have to decide. I'm actually going to go with Only for the Week just because I have a specific video in mind that I want to read Wild Side and it's in May. So I feel like we can kind of maybe wait for May until Wild Side. So I'm going to choose Only for the Week. This book is about Janelle. Her sister is actually getting married in Tulum to none other than her ex-boyfriend, which I think is very strange. So it'll be interesting to kind of read about that. Janelle has a lot of stress going on with her life right now. So when the best man of the groom proposes that they kind of give into their undeniable connection just for the week, she agrees to do so. For Rome, who is the groom's best friend, Janelle has kind of always been off limits just because it's his best friend's ex. Apparently the sister didn't think he was off limits, but that's another story. But he's never been able to get her off his mind. So for him, after this week, it's more than just giving into temptation for the week, and he wants it to become more. So we'll see what happens, but this was recommended to me by Shaughnessy. A lot of recs from my friends in here. I'm excited to read this and see what it's all about. Book number 5 for April. Our 5th prompt says a book that has pink on the cover, which you guys know I love. There's truly nothing better to me than a pink cover because it matches my aesthetic perfectly. Honestly, we're gonna have a lot of options. Spiral does have pink on the cover. It's mainly purple, but obviously she's dressed in pink and there is pink in the background, so that's an option. The Rose Bargain covered in pink, definitely an option again. A Novel Love Story has pink on the cover. The text for After I Do has pink on the cover. The Spare is completely pink, so that's definitely counting. And then Consider Me definitely has pink on the cover, as well as Picking Daisies on Sunday. So we have a lot of options for this one. I think for this prompt I'm going to choose Spiral, even though it doesn't have as much pink as some of the other covers, but it just says a cover that has pink on it, so I'm counting it. I have really been wanting to read this, so it's my excuse to pick it up. This book is about a newly drafted hockey player for the Toronto Thunder. He has all the fame on him, all the eyes on him. He doesn't like it at all. And then you also have Sage, who is an aspiring ballerina. She honestly needs more attention to her name for her to get a lead role. Her lack of popularity is kind of giving her disadvantage for scoring a lead role in her ballet. So she gets this opportunity to fake date the hockey player and kind of put her in the spotlight so she can achieve her goals, and she takes that. Obviously the rules kind of get wishy-washy and they start to fall for one another, so I love a fake dating trope. It's gonna be one of my top tropes always. Cannot be more happy to pick this up, and I just think it's gonna be such a cute little hockey slash ballerina sports romance. Book number 6 for April. I should have got a bigger coin. I went with a dime, which is just the first thing I found, but it's honestly kind of hard. This one says a book that has your favorite trope. I wouldn't have just picked Spiral, I would have picked this one for the fake dating trope, but honestly there's a few fake dating tropes on here, which is one of my favorite tropes. Picking Daisies on Sundays also has a fake dating trope in it, so I think I'm gonna go with this one. This book is about Daniela. About 4 years ago, she kind of fell for her best friend, but after she found out he didn't feel the same way, she vowed to like never have contact with him again. It's 4 years later now, and she sees him in a bar. They get to talking and he asks her to be his fake girlfriend for his sister's wedding. She's very hesitant, but she thinks this could be a second chance at friendship or even love, so she takes it. I heard really great things about this. I've heard it's just a cute little romance, so we're gonna put this on the April TBR. I think I'm gonna do 2 more, which will bring us to 8 books here, and then I have Say You'll Remember Me in the back of my mind. That's definitely gonna be one as well. Next scratch off for April. This says a book that was published in 2025, so obviously this year. We have a few. We have a few that I know like for sure off the top of my head. Obviously Wild Side, Strawberry Patch Pancake House, Rebel Witch was published in 2025. Those are the only ones that I think off the top of my head were published in 2025. I know which one I'm picking. I'm going with the Strawberry Patch Pancake House for this one just because I love me a romance. We do have quite a few different genres in here, so I'm always just gonna pull romance. I just love them, and this recently came out in 2025, and it's a small town spicy romance, and I actually have a video in mind that I want to read this for. This book is about Archer. He is a world-renowned chef and single dad, so he never expected himself moving to a small town to be a chef, but it just kind of ends up that way, and he starts working as a chef at a pancake house in Dream Harbor. He needs help with his daughter because he is a single dad. So when Mayor Kelly suggests to Iris, who is a girl that lives in Dream Harbor, that she become his live-in nanny, she is kind of terrified, but she ends up taking the job, and that obviously turns into more than the job. I'm very excited because I'm going to be reading this for a specific video that I think you guys will be very, very excited about. We're definitely going to add it to this month's TBR. Last pick for our April TBR. We have some really good ones so far, so I'm very excited about this month. This is an LGBTQ plus romance, and I obviously love those. Do we just have one? No, we have 2. We have 2. We have How You Get the Girl and Read Between the Lines. I think I'm gonna grab for How You Get the Girl. I've honestly had this on a TBR before and I did not get to it. We again have been getting through almost all the books on our TBR every month. For this month, I know for a fact I'm gonna get through all of them because I have a lot more time. Very excited to finally get to this book. This book is about Coach Julie Parker. She is a basketball coach for a high school team. When this smart mouth junior comes in and joins the team, she's ready to take on the challenge. But what she's not ready for is this teen's new foster parent who is an ex-WNBA player, basically the girl of Julie's dreams. Somehow Julie persuades Elle or Ellie, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce her name, but she persuades her to assistant coach with her on this basketball team. Julie kind of reveals to her that she has a fear of dating and she can't really get over it. Ellie kind of decides that she's going to help Julie overcome these insecurities of dating. The lines kind of start to get blurred while they do this. So excited to get into another sapphic romance. I read Late Bloomer last month for my sapphic romance. I just love having one on my TBR each month. Very excited to add this as our final book for April. We have such a great stack for April. Honestly, a little bit of everything. We do have a lot of romance, but there are some other things and other genres and tropes thrown in there that I wouldn't typically reach for. So I'm very excited about this. And then I'm also obviously going to add Abby Jimenez's new book to this list, as well as I do an in-person book club as well. So whatever we choose for that one will also be on the list. We have a big long TBR this month, but I'm very excited to get through it. It's going to be such a great month and I'm so excited for all the videos to come. Thank you so much for watching. I love you and I'll see you guys in my next video.